To telemark in moguls, you need a stable upper body. This can only be achieved with the correct hand movement and pole plant. If you look closely, it's the only dynamic movement happening. Pole planting is not mandatory on a stable run, carving or whatever, but I know very few people that can do a mogul run without the use of their poles. So pole planting really is the key to go from good to great in moguls. So here are my best tips. When I say hand movement, I really mean my hand, wrist, forearm moving, but the arm should not be moving that much. You can take it slow and then accelerate the movement of a good pole plant as you gain more momentum in the moguls. Practice on the flats for sure. So the pole plant is only a tap of the basket on the back of each mogul. It's definitely not a big plant motion. I actually concentrate on following the movement with the wrist and limit the movement of the arm. Look carefully here how I roll my wrist after the pole plant to limit the arm movement. If your arm is moving too much, you will lose balance at one point. A movement of hand opening a gate at every bump is very classic, but it really is a bad habit. So keep it compact and limit the movement by rolling the wrists. We often hear that you need to have your shoulders square to the bottom of the run. To achieve this, a good pole plant is not enough. Let me explain. So if I double pole plant, my shoulders will stay very square, and this is good. But this only works really good at slower speeds. You can't double plant at higher speed, the movement is just too slow. How do you achieve a good hand movement in order to keep your shoulders square at higher speeds? So the answer is the non-planting hand. It needs to move towards the center of the body mass. You can see my non-planting hand always moving towards the center of my body mass. You only need this to accelerate the rhythm of your turns. If you're cruising, it's not mandatory. So you need to play around with this non-planting hand movement. You can check absolutetelemark.com for more tutorials on how to telemark. Until next time, cheers!